You guys remember that video from last week of the lady who refused to get out of the car on the Cheesecake Factory date, and also the lady who went on the date with the man who offered to take her out just for drink. And she went on the date and ordered 4 trays of oysters. I think she ate like 40 of them, and the guy ended up walking out on the bill on her. And even women themselves are shocked at the level of entitlement that this woman displayed. Let's get into this.
The craziest thing to me about the Cheesecake Factory girl and the 48 Oysters girl is that they're recording these situations. Like it's a first date. Is that not them on their best behavior?
Like me ain't never turning down no Cheesecake Factory. Never. I'm never turning down Cheesecake Factory, and I don't hang out with that think they too good for the Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake Factory ain't never did nothing wrong to nobody.
I've been to the Cheesecake Factory one time for my birthday in the 10th grade. Like, that was 2010. That shit was high. Like, what the? I got dressed up for that. That's a date. That's a birthday event. That's a family.
Of course, I've seen the Cheesecake Lady shit. I saw how her ass ain't want to get out the fucking car. But somebody said she overdid the sprinkle. And yes, she did. She thought she was giving Shira 7, and she wasn't. And for her to sit up like, oh no, this is a chain restaurant. If you don't get your dumb ass out the car and eat the damn cheesecake, it might not be your preferred restaurant, but that's a conversation for another time. Get out the car, go on the date. He seemed like a lovely man. And men, not all men don't even want to take us places, right? They'd rather ask you where you at or what you doing than plan a date. And that man planned a date for her. It might not have been the date she wanted, but she didn't have to act like that.
Ain't no way. I thought the men were the only ones walking around with an insurmountable amount of audacity. But this lady, the audacity of this woman. In case you guys haven't seen this video, let me break it down for you. This is the first date. He pulls up to the Cheesecake Factory. She is displeased when she sees that they're in the Cheesecake Factory parking lot. So when he gets off the vehicle to open her door, she starts recording. And she starts shaming him for bringing her to Cheesecake Factory. And she starts acting like a f***ing child, like who raised you? And basically belittling him. Mind you, he had originally planned to take her to a more upscale restaurant, but they couldn't make it. Why? Because she was an hour late to their proposed time. He went to pick her up. He waited 1 hour in his vehicle for her to finish getting ready. So what? They didn't make the reservation. She has the audacity to behave like this. And she continues to record him and bash him and pretty much behave like she's way above him. And even though she's acting all types of out of pocket, he is still mild-mannered with her, respectful, and eloquently responds to her attacks. I'm just like, the way I would have grabbed this phone, thrown it out the car, been like, out of my car. You better find a ride, Uber or something, because I'm not doing it. I'm not, and I'm not even crazy, y'all. How do you go around and treat people like that? And I totally get it that, women are in this era where they're setting higher standards for themselves. That's respectable. However, you don't go treating people like that because you feel you're above something. If that's the case, these type of people deserve to be alone forever and end up with cats. Because the way she fumbled a good man, clearly by the way that he handled himself, all because you're worried about the fact that he took you to Cheesecake Factory. Girl, take me to Cheesecake Factory. I'm gonna go with you.
I actually want to give a shout out to all the women that I saw in this lady's comment section, just pretty much doing the hard work, because there is a lot of things that men cannot say that we want to say regarding this woman, because a lot of these ladies know it's hard enough out here just trying to get a good man, and you out here making women look bad. Don't even Cheesecake Factory date. It was like, really? And I think a lot of people are still even in disbelief of the arrogance of this woman. And I'm glad this type of stuff is happening, because now women actually get to see what men actually have to deal with in the dating market.
Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
She done lost her mother mind. This can't even be real. If the dating pool had piss in it was a person, first off, he pulled up around 4 p.m. Most fine dining establishments don't even open until 5 p.m. So if he had 4 o'clock reservations, y'all weren't going to a steakhouse anyway. Furthermore, you're not even dressed for a fine dining establishment. You are, however, dressed perfectly fine for the Cheesecake Factory. Talking about how long it took her to get ready. Should have took a little longer. He was definitely a gentleman, because I know that would have put her out right there and wouldn't have waited on the Uber to get there. She done overdosed on sprinkle. Who takes somebody that looks that good to the Cheesecake Factory? So what you trying to say about me? Because I would have got my shrimp scampi and my little hen.
Cheesecake Factory girl has now entered the chat. She saw Oyster girl and she was like, you hold my beer. I'm starting to think these videos, they have to be fake. This is just, it's pretty absurd. This is what I would refer to as toxic femininity. We have toxic masculinity and we have toxic femininity. Also, I think toxic femininity is way more prevalent than any toxic masculinity. Do I think a small group of those men exist? I do, but I think nowadays, because of what feminism has done to a lot of us, that this is way more prevalent. And just the amount of disrespect in the video, first and foremost, she's talking into the camera at him, knowing that she's going to be posting it on social media. That already is sort of dehumanizing to him, just in general. Add on top of that being late, add on top of that the dude, and the dude at that point was like, you know what, you're gonna go home. This is such a conjunction of online culture, what that has done to us, perpetually being online and living our lives through social media, and awesome modern day feminism. Also, ladies, I don't know if this guy is still single, but he actually seemed like a really nice and really chill dude.
Anyways, she said the reason why she recorded the young man was not to embarrass him, was to spark discussion.
Many of you interpreted within, interpretations that I saw. I want you to understand that this was never about exposing or embarrassing anyone. The purpose was to spark discussion, to foster learning and growth, right?
Absolutely, we're trying to embarrass Jay. You thought that once you uploaded that video, that women, black women, whoever, were going to come to your defense and say, yeah, girl, I know that's right. I wouldn't get out either. You was looking too good, girl. Your face was beat. Your hair was laid. You had on that good dress. Ain't no way I'd be there in a car going to no Cheesecake Factory. I wish somebody would take me to Cheesecake Factory.
It's okay not to like the restaurant that the man took you to. But what would have been better was, instead of you sparking a discussion between people on social media, is for you to have had a genuine discussion with him in private that had absolutely nothing to do with a bunch of strangers on the internet.
And I did notice that was the reason why a lot of women was upset, that this dude was actually a good beta male simp that, a lot of women wish for and want to be with. And no disrespect to him, at least he did in the end stand up for himself. But this is the type of man that a lot of women would love to settle down with, get married, and have a husband. And she pretty much done ruined this guy. Now, hopefully this man do not end up getting red pilled behind this.
Can I just say it before? Sure. I love the Cheesecake Factory. And it's a place that I've gone to for like every birthday. So like it wasn't just like a random restaurant to me. It was also like a place that I've gone with my family throughout my entire life. And I love Cheesecake Factory.
So you didn't. So obviously the because you guys were late, she wasn't ready. You weren't able to take her to the restaurant that you wanted to take her to. You figured, I can't go wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right? Yeah. It's my old birthday restaurant,
It's my lucky...
She'll love it.
And that's the lucky spot, too, at the Pearly.
Lucky spot, okay. Yeah. We'll come back to that. Well, no, I'm kidding with you.
Okay.
Alicia.
Yeah.
So, Jay, you see Jay walking up to you in the bar, say Midtown? Mm-hmm. He's walking up to you. He's going to talk with you. There are other guys around you. Did you notice those guys probably want to talk to you? Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
So what made you say, okay, I'm going to give this guy a chance? What was it about him?
Well, he was bold enough to come up and talk to me for
confidence,
one.
Okay.
So yes, I definitely am attracted to confidence.
Mm-hmm.
He just seemed like he had a pure heart. He was, very thoughtful, engaging.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, this even had Stephen A. Smith fired up. He usually talk about sports, but now he's talking about more relationship stuff on this channel, and he definitely touched on the arrogance of modern Western women.
The woman records herself dressed up, donning sunglasses, as a date pulls up to the restaurant. The date gets out of the car to open her door. However, her reaction takes an unexpected turn when she realizes that the destination is none other than the Cheesecake Factory, a popular chain restaurant. The woman obviously was unimpressed, okay, with her snobby ass. All right? She was snobby. I'm sorry. It's the truth. You'll see what I'm talking about when I show you the video. She literally says, he got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out of this car. First of all, what the hell is wrong with the Cheesecake Factory? Nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory. Ain't nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory. That's number one. Number two, not only is there nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, the Cheesecake Factory ain't that damn cheap. You can't go up in there and spend $12. It costs You get a meal and stuff like that. You're going to pay over $80 to $100 for dinner at the Cheesecake Factory. So let's throw that out the way because that's important, all right? This girl goes on. She refuses to exit the dude's car and locks the door. This dude is struggling to get back in his own damn car. She's visibly upset, finally rolls down her window and confronts her date about their choice of venue. She goes on to express her disdain for a chain restaurant as a first date location and questions why he would take someone who looks like her to such an establishment. Quote, look at me. I cannot go into a cheese factory. You see, there are a multitude of ways to keep your ass single, to keep yourself without a man. This is one of them.
I'm a beautiful woman, so I'm expecting to be treated like royalty.
In the video, you basically told him that, you're not going in there, you know your value.
Yeah.
I really do feel bad for this generation when it comes to dating and looking to find a real traditional wife. Back in the day, dates was all about just getting to know someone. You and that person being excited about getting together just to see if there's a vibe or a connection between you. So if you can decide if you're going to move things forward or not. Nowadays, men are talking about they can't even get to know the woman because the whole date she was on her phone. Or the men are talking about women who go on dates just to record their self just on social media or record their food. It's like we can all see why men are truly checking out of the dating market here in the U.S. and they should. I think guys just need to get their passports and go date women overseas. Now, not all women overseas are going to be traditional, but the majority of women overseas, you will find women that are more appreciative. You will meet women who do appreciate the little things you do to make the date, nice, and long as you put your thought behind it. I think us as men really just need to save ourselves and not even bother with it. Get your passports, go overseas and date. But that's all I got for this video. Drop a comment down below and let me know what you guys think about what these women had to say about the Cheesecake Factory lady and just all this madness that's going on out here in the dating market now. Hit the subscribe button, like the video. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.